What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? So it's raining right now, and I'm a little. I'm going to be growing my beard out again. I don't know when it gets hot if I'm gonna cut it off, but whenever I grow my beard, I can concentrate a lot more. Cause y'all know I'm gonna be getting back into school really soon. I'm gonna register in May, and I'm gonna do my thing this time. But I want to make a little video after I saw that special last night on the special Quiet on Set. After I saw that, I wanted to just share another little story with you guys because surprisingly, I got through that episode, all four of them. I told you I can't watch Jackson Dream, like the Michael Jackson movie, the one from the 90s, and I can't watch Precious because I ain't gonna lie, some Precious does remind me of my mom a little bit, and the Jackson Dream reminds me of my dad, and then the girlfriend too. I'm not putting nobody down, but I'm just keeping it real. Like some parts, because I told you, and I'm not going to speak with no discretion in this video. The most dangerous place you could put a black child in is a black community or in the hands of a black female, a single black mother. That's a dangerous combination. I mean, it's a dangerous factor. Excuse me. It's a dangerous factor because if black women were the backbones of the black community, like all the simps and Captain Saberholes on here like to say they are, that may come on this video, why is it that what's being produced out of that factor, you have single mother and you have son, mainly son with no father in his life? That combination is creating mayhem. It's creating the mugshots you see whenever you type in thief arrested, murderer arrested, rapist arrested, and you type in any state in America, a black face will pop up. That is the product of a single parent home. I'm gonna say this again. Type in on Google, type in any crime, type in arrested, and type in the state or city, and you will see a black face 9 times out of 10. Yeah, you'll see a white face, you'll see a Hispanic face, but you will see a black face 9 times out of 10. You're not bound to see an Indian face, an Asian face, very rarely. Yeah, you'll see a white face, but let me tell you this. There is enough white people who have their shit together where they look at the whites that do crime and they separate themselves for that. That's why they call them white trash. They don't identify with these people. They look down on these people. See, if one of these white people who sold drugs and robbed people was killed by the police, they're not going to have a march for this person. They're not going to paint a mural for this shine, or they're not going to make a statue, a 700-pound statue out this guy. They're not going to, like those guys in Texas, the bikers that got arrested. They weren't marching for those bikers. Even though all those charges were dropped, they weren't marching for those bikers. But when I watched that episode, I thought about really how my dad never really protected me. How my dad dropped the ball. And he understands that he has. He understands that he even told me it's a lot of things that I messed up on. The problem with me though, I have moved on in the sense of I'm not trying to pursue anything out of him today, any kind of relationship. Just being an adult and just seeing things a lot differently. I don't want no relationship out of him. But what bothers me is he's the very type that will complain about, because my dad lives in Philadelphia, he'll complain about the state of the youth today, how they're killing each other. I have not checked the murder rate, but I'm pretty sure it's almost at 100, and we already are in like the beginning of the year almost. Well, we're in the third month right now. It's probably going to hit 100. It's probably going to hit over 400. Today's youth, it ain't just Philly, but we're speaking of Philadelphia. They are violent because they're not being raised with family structure, fathers, and there is no morality at all being taught to these kids. That's why I said the black church is useless. It's a joke. And one more time, I sound like a robot. I know I say the same thing, but people keep doing the same fucking shit. I'll stop saying the same shit when people stop doing the same shit. But one day, right, I get into an argument with because I'm trying to think about how it all initiated. I decided that because I'm gonna just say it like this. My mom dropped the ball too. There wasn't a lot of resources. I just say it wasn't a lot of resources for me if I stayed with her. Now I was of the age to work and make my own money, and that's what I realized that because I actually got my first job at 17 in 11th grade when I had to leave. So I'll tell you how it started. So I went to my dad's because there was not a lot of resources at my mom's house at all. And you would think as a parent, those things would be granted to you as a child. Those things are there. But in a lot of homes raised by single mothers, they don't have they don't have resources for their children. This is why a lot of the children starve. They go out stealing and robbing, selling drugs because they don't have resources. See, it's parents that shouldn't be parents at all. I damn well am not going to have kids with, first, I don't make enough money. I don't have an education. My education isn't completed yet. It's a lot of reasons why I'm not going to have kids. And all my illnesses, like my epilepsy, my narcolepsy, OCD. Why the hell would I want to pass that on to somebody else? But I had gone back to my dad's house around the fall of 2011. I was 16 at the time, and I went down there because it was just more resources, more food, more, it was just more there for me. But I knew I had to deal with his girlfriend. See, that's what's so uncomfortable. That's what I can understand how a child star feels. It's like you don't really want to go through all this trouble with the director, the executives, the creep ass stage manager, but you got to eat. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your family. You want to get your family in a better financial situation. Now, they should have had that lined up for you when you were brought into this fucking world to begin with, but I had to go through dealing with her nagging, her constant bitching, her constant just complaining, nitpicking about every little thing. One day, but I told you it was just crazy. She was a real control freak. She was just a real annoying ass lady. I contribute her nagging to why I have my OCD. I believe that's why it got so severe. I feel like I could have avoided it getting this bad, but I blame her 50% of why I have OCD the way I have it now. But me and her were always like, I wasn't trying to argue with her because I know he would always take her side. That's just what it was. She's fucking him. Yeah, he's gonna choose the pussy over his own son. One day we just got into a big argument. I forgot what it was, but I went off on her. I was like, why the fuck you keep saying shit to me? I ain't curse, but I just went off on her. We started arguing downstairs. We were arguing, and I told my dad what she did, and I was just like, oh, so you gonna take her side, and you're not even gonna like understand where I'm coming from. Like, well, I was in this room, and I was just telling him, I was like, so you gonna take her side again? Like, you're not going to try to like look out for your own son? And then he was just saying, if you don't want to be here, just go. And I was like, all right, fine. Then I'll leave. I packed all my shit up the next day, came back. I had all my stuff on the trolley, the 13 trolley, and I went to my mom's house. And when that happened, I ain't talked to him for like a good minute. We weren't, because I think about it as an adult now. Like, you were chosen over somebody that's not even a blood relative. Like, your father chose pussy over you. And this is why, I'm gonna say this again, this is why black households are so dysfunctional. All the tension that I have between half siblings and him is created by him, by all the shit that he's done, producing kids out of wedlock, cheating on his wife, all the stuff that he's did has created this. It's the result, and I'm gonna say this again: the way you raise your kid determines how they'll turn out, and it could turn out like me. The difference, though, I understand as an adult, I got to get over that stuff. I have to move on. I got to I can't dwell on that stuff. I got to make something in my life to forget about it completely. If I make something of myself, I will completely forget about it, as in it won't really bother me. But if I'm stuck out on drugs and I got a criminal record and I can't really get nowhere in life, yeah, then it'll fuck with me more. But I just feel like our relationship just destroyed when she came into my life. And like, he was just never really there for me to protect me from her. The next time we did see each other, we went to some play that was like at the Kimmel Center. The Kimmel Center is it's like a little theater we saw this play that I thought it was just gonna be me and him. He brought her fucking ass there, and I didn't enjoy the play not one bit, because I'm like, why'd you bring her to begin with? And I'm gonna say this again: he is the cause of a lot of tension I have with siblings, the dysfunction that goes on in our family. He's the direct cause of that. And this is why I don't feel no kind of way knowing his condition. He has Parkinson's disease. The fact that he can't move, the fact that he will suffer in agony, I feel good about that sometimes, because all the pain that I had to go through living in that house, all the bullshit that we were subject to, me and my brother, the different ways they treated us versus the girl in the house, I just feel good knowing that he's in a fucked up predicament. And as fucked up as it sounds, I feel good knowing that, because you were never really there for us to protect us. You put us through a lot of bullshit, and I just feel good knowing at least you're suffering in a way where I know you're not in good spirits. As fucked up as that sounds. But this is coming, I'm gonna say this again, it's coming from me. I'm the product of his parenting. That's why this is how I turned out, being a product of his parenting. I'm just gonna say that. But after that, I really barely went down there. I barely went down there for anything, because it was just like, what's the point? I want to argue, you're gonna kick me out, I want to leave. And this is my father, my so-called father. But I'm gonna say this again: he chose her over us, so he'll die with, well, he I don't know what the relationship is with the other three. I mean, it should tell you something if one's in North Carolina. I don't know what my brother relationship is with him, but I can guarantee you this: when he's fucked up, where he can't walk, he can't do for himself, he ain't gonna get nothing out of me. I'm just gonna say that. But that's all I gotta really say about that. That's all I can really say.